Welcome to Motoring Monday for June 8th, 2015. I'm Sam Haymart for Test Driven TV. This week, Chrysler unveiled their next generation supercar, BMW, their X1 compact crossover, and Ford, they give us the sound and horsepower of the Shelby GT350 Mustang. And I got to test drive the Tesla Model S 85D dual motor this week. It's almost as fast as that Mustang, but a lot quieter. All this and more, it's coming right up. The latest concept supercar to come at us through the virtual world is the SRT Tomahawk Vision Gran Turismo, a car that could give us a vision of future reality. Am I reaching? Not really. The SRT people say right up front their single-seat SRT Tomahawk is based on a forward vision of existing and future potential technologies. Rear wheels are powered by a near-flat 144-degree 7-liter V10 for a low center of gravity, and front wheels are driven by pneumatic power units. These use compressed air stored in onboard tanks for periodic boosts of power. When braking or coasting, the pneumatic power unit compresses air into the tanks. When extra power is needed, it releases it back through the power units. The concept is very similar to regenerative braking in electric drives. That compressed air can also move active aero panels and pressurize the driver's G-suit to keep their blood circulating properly during high G maneuvers. Now, if your BS meter just went off, it's because this is a game toy. Of all the virtual reality concepts we've seen from real-world automakers this year, I think the people at Chrysler clued into the fact that this is make-believe, so why not go all the way? To wit, the V10 engine cranks out as much as 2,168 horsepower, and when combined with the burst reserve power from its air tanks, puts down as much as 2,590 horsepower combined. And since it's a virtual reality supercar, it only weighs 1,658 pounds. Why not? You could say it's so light on account of the fact that it's made of pixels, but a good storyline goes a long way. It's actually a composite structure made of hollow carbon nanofibers and graphene microlattice materials. Take that, Infiniti and Toyota. Now, starting this summer, Gran Turismo 6 players can download the SRT Tomahawk in 3 different variations: S, GTSR, and the entirely bonkers X. Now, when it comes to luxury compact crossovers, X marks the spot for BMW, who just unveiled their 2016 X1. The all-new 2016 BMW X1 compact crossover will be a sea change for the brand in the US, representing the first front-wheel drive-based vehicle from the brand. It joins a new class of like products such as the Mercedes-Benz GLA, Lexus NX, and soon the Infiniti QX30, all of which share front-wheel drive architecture. Sitting sideways under the hood of this BMW is an all-new 2-liter twin-scroll turbocharged 4-cylinder engine offering 228 horsepower that comes mated only with an 8-speed automatic transmission. The engine is torque-rich with 258 pound-feet, and BMW says it's good for a 0 to 60 miles per hour acceleration time of 6.3 seconds. The standard all-wheel drive system does send power to the front wheels first as a rule, but hydraulic pumps and clutch systems can send up to 100% of the torque to the rear wheels when asked. Like most systems of the contemporary age, the computer constantly monitors conditions, traction slippage, and your selected drive mode to send power where it's needed. And while there's no off-road oriented low range, there is a hill descent control function. While it may depart widely from BMWs we've known for a half-century under its skin, its styling breaks no rules. Looking very familiar, it has the latest attitude and expected styling DNA from BMW, which defines its genes. The interior is much akin to BMWs we've come to know as well. Rich woods and leathers can be had in a multitude of shades and finishes. A driver-focused cockpit is highlighted by a real shift lever in lieu of the joysticks found in some BMWs. The 2016 BMW X1 xDrive 28i arrives in US dealerships a little later this fall, with pricing to be announced closer to that launch. If you haven't already heard the sound of the 2015 Shelby GT350 Mustang's V8, well, here's your chance. But honestly, you've probably already heard it, but it's hard not to listen again and again and again. So I'm just going to shut up and let the car do the talking. The 2015 Shelby GT350 will become the 2016 Shelby GT350 after the first 137 of them are built, very soon. Pricing is yet unannounced but believed to start at around $50,000. Now if you want more information instead of just photos and pictures, click on the link down below in the information section where we've got a special video on the new motor in that car and why it is that it makes 526 horsepower. In my test drives this week, I got a chance to test drive the new Tesla Model S 85D dual motor. Now I know why everything you ever read about them is so good. We indeed got a very brief drive in the 2015 Tesla Model S 85D, the 422 horsepower all-wheel drive version, which Tesla says is good for 0 to 60 in about 4.4 seconds. This car is remarkably different than most, and it starts when you climb in behind the wheel. You find that almost all buttons and switches, and I mean all, are mastered into a massive 17-inch touchscreen which manages to work remarkably well at presenting and serving so much of everything. A good thing considering its price, the cabin is lined with high-quality trimmings and a contemporary design theme that reminds of a Copenhagen furniture gallery on the high-end, and on the mainstream side of things, a Volvo's interior. On our short drive, we found it of course whisper quiet and smooth in its power delivery, and when you throw down your right foot and summon both motors, you get an instantaneous burst of madness coupled with a pleasant whir. But before you have much a chance to savor it, you're breaking the law. You lift off, let the strong regenerative braking slow you back down to legality, and then repeat. Handling was quite remarkably tight for a car weighing 4,700 pounds plus. Steering is adjustable for effort and seems quite happy regardless of how you dial it. When it comes to range, the 85D has the longest of them with 270 miles of go there between charges according to the EPA, so while that may keep you in town most of the time, owning one gives you unlimited free access to Tesla's supercharger network. These ultra-fast chargers are now well spaced on our interstate system such that you can take a road trip from coast to coast if you don't mind stopping for about 30 minutes every 3 or 4 hours for a latte and some free Wi-Fi. That's pretty damn neat, I think. Now the Tesla is a pretty expensive car. The one I tested came in at about $106,000, but you can get them down around $57,000, so they're really comparable against your BMW and your Mercedes mid to top end models. Am I sold? Hell yeah! I got the tattoo, I drank the Kool-Aid, and you should too. In our reality check segment this week, we look at an area of crash testing you don't always see on your evening news. Subaru and the Center for Pet Safety have for some time now collaborated in the testing of pet restraints in crash situations to look at this important area of occupant safety. And the latest study program designed by Center of Pet Safety seeks to explore various options for securing pet carriers and examine structural integrity to ultimately come up with performance standards. With Subaru, the partnership continues the work began in 2013 with testing of pet harnesses. The resulting harness crashworthiness study uncovered major differences in performance of various pet restraints on the market. Rigorous crash testing will be performed on commonly available pet safety products using realistic, specially designed crash test dogs. The results, including crate sizing guides and the best practices for securing pets in vehicles, will be shared later this summer. Very similar to the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety, the Center for Pet Safety is not affiliated with pet product manufacturers. The organization uses scientific testing to measure whether pet safety products provide the protection claimed by the manufacturers. Well, there you have it. Someone's looking out for man's best friend. It's love. Now it's time for our money shot, where we take the hottest photo from this week's automotive news and we show it to you. We've actually got two of them for you this week. In the 1950s and 1960s, the Aston Martin racing team used the Hotel de France as its base for the 24 Hours of Le Mans race. 50 years later, they return with 3 of their 2015 V8 Vantage GTEs to recapture the days. How romantic. Well, that's it for Motoring Monday. I thank you very much for watching. This month we celebrate a year of doing this show, and, well, each week we try to make it better for your viewing pleasure as well as informing you on that first day of work each week. You can follow us by clicking on the link right here and subscribe to our YouTube channel. There we'll keep you updated on all of our Motoring Monday episodes, our test drives, as well as our automotive news. You can also follow us on the Google, Twitter, and that Facebook by clicking on the links down below, or up on our website if you happen to be there. That's testdriven.tv. I'm Sam Haymart for Test Driven TV. I hope you enjoyed the ride.